Hello there guys, welcome back to another video. Whoa, what a bit of a journey this video has been. We'll go over that in a moment, but as you can see I'm in a smart car today. I've got it into the woods here, just about. It's kind of hard standing under here, so we're on the outskirts of a woodland, let's say, but we're here. That's what counts, trust me. Yeah, I'll show you about the car. Oh, before I forget, today's video is sponsored by Beer 52. They've provided me with some drinks for tonight. They will also be providing you with some drinks as well if you're interested, but we'll talk about that later. Right, sat on the tailgate here. It's like having a pickup truck again. It's been quite a journey. I bought this months ago. God, before summer. I think it was spring still when I got this. It needed a few jobs doing to it, a bit of welding on the exhaust. It was really blowing. What else was there? Bits and bobs, had a new key, immobilised, wasn't working properly. Stuff like that. I got it really cheap. It was like a trade-in at a garage. Because these things do seem to hold their value. But why? Well, let me take you back to, God, a year ago. I did a video with the Hyundai I had at the time, which I took camping and turned into a bit of a mini camper. And I thought, how small can you go? So I was looking at small cars, and you know, a smart car, it's the best of a Ferrari, it's the best of a Range Rover. You've got a split tailgate like the Range Rover. You've got the engine behind you, like in a Ferrari. Yeah. It's very practical in that way. So it is tiny inside. You could sleep in it if you're a bit shorter than me, but the fact that the tailgate goes down can allow for my feet. And like last time, I've got a tailgate tent to go on here just to keep them tootsies dry. Right, so there's a chance you may hear chainsaws in the distance or something, because this is a working woodland. I've used it a few times before. It is a gigantic estate and I love it here, but we're in that coppicing season right now. So to go back to the car, I tried this about 2 weeks ago. I went to a woodland, different woodland to this one, that had a hard standing track, but I kind of went off the track in the wrong direction. And yes, I ended up stuck in the mud, and I ended up having to call a friend in to winch me out, basically. By the time that was all done with, it was too late for filming. It got dark, and that's why there's a split intro on this video. Right, so here we go. As you can see, it's a pretty tidy setup in here. I'm going to show you the side view in just a moment, but I've kind of levered it all out with I had some MDF, just happened to have it in the garage left over, and I've got this kind of checker plate, you know, the kind of floor tile mats for your garage. They do colourful ones for kids to play on as well, but that kind of levels out the whole area. And there's a little bit here in the I was going to say footwell, but there's no rear seats on this, is there? So yeah, that gives me my level surface with a nice cutout there for the gear stick and handbrake. And yeah, as you can see, that's quite a lot of room. I'll demonstrate shortly. On the right hand side here we have my kitchenette area. So as you saw, I just moved the water away from here, which is where it stows away and the tailgate can close up nicely. I found this little unit in the hardware store, and it's got a little drawer for keeping bits and bobs in, and it's perfect for the stove, which I'll be using with this setup. So yeah, really happy that I found that. It fits in there nicely. I didn't really have to build anything to fill that space. I mean, you could completely fill this space with storage if you was using it on a more permanent basis. Underneath my raised bed here that I've made, again just MDF and some scrap wood, I've got quite a lot of space in and around the seat base to put bits and bobs, basically. So quite a lot of storage for a little thing. In the time since I bought this, I bought a wrap for it. I was going to do these bits black and the rest orange as they are. Wrapping is very hard, especially if you haven't really got helpers constantly. I think 3 people at least, because you're trying to heat gun it, and oh, it was a nightmare. I did one panel which looked semi-okay, but I really wanted it to stand out, and it was just a grey smart car. So this is that, is it Plasti Dip or something like that? It's like a temporary paint. you can kind of prep the surface with a spray, like a kind of undercoat, to make it more permanent, but I didn't do that in case I changed my mind. Yeah, and I think I've done an okay job. There's that overspray there, but you can just rub your finger on it and it will sort of come off. It's like a type of rubber. It's interesting to work with. And this here is going to be my tailgate tent. I'm not going to put it on just yet, I don't think. We'll set up the bed and stuff and the stove first, I reckon. So this is the stove for this setup, which I forget exactly. Ah, there we go. And then your gas goes in here, and this will fold out like so. Well, kitchen works okay. I've got a brew and I've got some of Mr. Steak Detective's. This is my favourite one, the, what's it called? Explosive Pineapple Barbecue Jerky. It's really nice. So I'm going to have some of this, have a cup of tea, and we'll get the rest of this set up and you can see what it's like. I thought it only appropriate to bring the bright orange mat with the bright orange smart car. So I've got my FlexTail mat with me, also a really good winter mat as well. It's a little big for here. What I would have done, if I'm using this permanently, I'd make a foam one made to size and everything, but this will do for tonight. Hopefully. I've not tried it out. Keep that for later. Right, as you can see, it comes right to the edge of the tailgate there. This is a pretty big mat actually, so that's lots of room. I'll sort out the kitchen area and everything in a bit, but yeah, get my sleeping bag and that. My sleeping bag and my nice pillow. Oh. Well, I think this will be head end and feet out the back there. We'll get the awning tent out in a minute, but this is going to be an amusing night. I was actually pretty comfy in the Hyundai when I did it, so yeah, we'll see what this goes like. What am I doing? You know, I hate to admit it, but this car has really grown on me since I've had it. I've not used it a ton, but I've done a few longer journeys, hour or so in it, and it's been quite fun. We even had quite a good time when I got it stuck the last time I tried to film this, and we spent the afternoon trying to get it out of the woods. Yeah, it's been a laugh having this. I've got some of this material to black out the windows later, and I've got some of these suckers which just poke through. They have like a plastic threaded nut that goes on the other side just to hold them in place. This is just that flooring you use when you're getting building work done, just cut into the appropriate shapes. There is supposed to be a couple of showers later, so I think it's a good idea to try this out. I did originally think maybe the tailgate covered this enough, but you know, better safe than sorry. So this is the exact same awning tent that I used with the Hyundai, and it was massive on that, so this will be interesting. This tent has straps which I'll find somewhere for them to go down here. So last time I did this, it came with a couple of magnets. This time I brought my own. I've got quite a lot of them to try and help get this in position. Obviously only actually works on the parts of the car that are steel, which are just that roll cage section. It's not bad, but it needs some fettling. I just need a couple of poles, about 6 foot, just so I can put this awning out for them showers later. And then, other than a bit of firewood and that, we're nearly set up. I've got one bag of firewood with me, so that'll be handy, but there's obviously some more here. A lot of this is this season's stuff. Well, this has worked out quite well. It seems to fit better than it did on the Hyundai, which is strange. But yeah, got everything strapped down and pulled tight and everything. Awning's out, ready for if we get that shower. I'll put the bug net down tonight, but probably leave the awning up. See how I feel, but I'm really liking the setup so far. I need a drink. So, what is Beer 52? Beer 52 is a beer subscription system. You can opt out at any time, opt in at any time, take a break, whatever you want to do. But basically it's about drinking better rather than drinking lots. And they support smaller breweries and they give us all a taste and exposure to these small breweries, which is great. Now, another great thing is they're offering a free case of 10 beers to get us all in the festive spirit. So this case is the awards case. These are the award-winning best beers from the year, basically. We've got all sorts. Yeasty Boys here is from New Zealand. You've got some dark beers here. You can opt out of the dark ones if you're more of like a pale ale guy like me, but there's loads to try. In fact, the Yeasty Boys is the one I'm going to try first. So what's this? Yeasty Boys Speed Date Pacific IPA. Got to be done, hasn't it? I deserve it. Oh yeah, that's good. So for this festive season, Beer 52 are offering you guys a free case of 10 beers. Now a lot of you guys have tried them already from previous sponsorships I've had with them, and I've really liked them. You can pause or cancel at any time. And what you need to do is go to beer52.com/Kent, and then you can claim your case of 10 award-winning beers. On a serious note, it has been really good working with Beer 52 this year. Really appreciate them supporting the channel and this video in particular because it's an expensive one. Yeah, went over the top with this, but it should be worth it. Yeah, so thanks to these guys. It's hard to find good sponsors. There's so many dodgy companies out there, and I really appreciate them. Cheers. Right, so I've got this power bank with me. I love this one. It's got a wireless on the top. It's EcoFlow, by the way, not sponsored for this video or anything. It's got an inverter and AC on the end, USBs and 12 volt, which is what I'm using later. I've got a little heater to use in the car. Yes, I could use the car heater, but you know, may as well give it a go. So we'll try that. I'll put that on the driver's seat ready for later. partially covered and it is tinted, but I have made up some panels to go in here as well. Just cover that kind of skylight thing. These are for the windows and they should hold in place. Can I shut the door like it? Nearly forgot I've actually got a chair with me. Small chair to go with my small camper setup. There's only so much you can fit in there. Not that I need all that much, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. It's actually starting to get a bit dark now. You know, it's getting towards winter. Relax with a beer for a minute. No, I can't. I've got to get the bleeding fire pit out. This is the fire pit from that dark mode camp I did. Bit uneven here. Oh, I deserve the rest of this. I am set up. Got all my firewood, all blacked out inside here. I've just got to put up, I've got some string lights that you may have seen in my last video. I've got a couple of lanterns I've hung up already. Yeah, we're looking good. Just wanted to get all that done before it gets dark, and it's already starting to. Looking forward to this. Starting to rain. It's not hard, it's just a bit misty really. The camera's a little bit wet because it was outside of the tarp, but yeah, it's an indication of what's to come a bit later, I guess. But I'm all set up, so what do I care? So I'll wait for this to pass and then I'll get the fire lit as it's getting dark. Right, just wood wall tonight, keeping it simple. Ooh, this fire pit echoes a bit. I'm just getting ready to do dinner here. I've got a new Petromax toasty maker here. Got some cheese and stuff in here. Bread that's the right size for the toasty maker. Little pot and some tomato soup, bit different. Thought as I'm doing a toasty I'll have some tomato soup with it. Nice winter warmer, so to speak. So yeah, I just need to make that stuff. The owls are going off big time all of a sudden. I don't know if you can hear them. That's our tomato soup. Right, so here's my small bread. You can see the size of the slices here, and this sliced mild cheddar fits perfectly. And I've got some Serrano ham here, which I'm just going to find some room for in here. Oh yeah, and got some Kent Survival Scotch Bonnet hot sauce here, which I'm also going to just a few drips around will be enough of that. We have these in stock at the moment, and I think I'm going to double cheese it. Right, let's get this in the Petromax. Or shall I warm the Petromax first? Just get this grill on. I'll put this to warm through first. Just going to put the soup on the side over here. So my thinking is to melt some butter in here rather than try and get cold butter spread on the bread. Get our sandwich in. And then get it on here toasting. Right, let's have a look at this. I think we're good. I think we have to cut diagonally, of course. I've not had tomato soup in ages. Oh, that's nice. And a toasty. That's going to need dipping in there for sure. Nice and simple today. I wanted to be able to do what I've got in there if I absolutely had to, because of perhaps rain, which hasn't come yet. So that's kind of the reason it's quite simple. Also, it's nice to do something different like this, rather than kind of making some thing that takes hours and hours and hours. Really good. Hot sauce made it, of course. Get this going again. I've just remembered that I've got one of the jam sponge puddings from Steve's Steak Detective, and a tiny, tiny little pot of custard. So if I put them in there, and put some water in here, I can put that on there just to warm them through, and I've got some dessert in a minute. Right, first time I've had one of these, so does it need to be, see if it comes out nicely. Boom. Come on. There we go. Oh, nice. This little custard's brilliant. That actually looks really good. It's not often that I have kind of a dessert when camping. Perfect temperature. It was kind of like a jam roly-poly sort of thing. How's that for a can? Baskerland, don't know if I'm saying it right, I think they were Spanish or I've made that up, but had one of them in one of the boxes before. It's a hazy this. Yep, I was right, Spain. Ooh. Cheers everybody. I need to put some wood on the fire and get that going nicely and chill out for a bit. A little bit of rain, so I've just made sure I'm under the tarp and everything. Got a Mars bar hot chocolate here to try out. Let's get, I think pretty much all of that in there should do the trick. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so I'm inside. Obviously it's a bit cramped for filming. Got the string lights up. Right now the back's open. I think I'm just going to close the mesh down, which kind of makes using the heater a bit pointless, but I want to try it out anyway. But yeah, I'm going to drink my hot chocolate and get cosy and think about how I'm going to cook breakfast in here tomorrow. That's going to be interesting, and how to film it. But yeah, so far so good. It's pretty cosy with all the lights blacked out like this. I like it. It's been raining all evening. I've just been under the tarp there feeding the fire, but yeah, it's just been non-stop drizzle and rain really. So here's the power bank and the 12-volt heater, which is designed for cars. I think I need to just turn on the 12-volt there and then the heater there. That's the bug net all done up, the heater on. Just need to get in the sleeping bag now, and I'll see you guys in the morning. I'm quite cosy. Good morning. It is cosy in here, even with the back open and just the net there. It's really cosy. I was warm enough. I was very, very comfortable and flat, and had a really good night's sleep. I had a weird dream at one point, but yeah, a really good night's sleep. I suppose I should get up though. It's chilly out there. It's a little chilly out here. I've got my shirt over my microfleece at the moment. Put my jacket on in a minute. It's a little nippy. It rained kind of all last night really, or all the evening and into the night. Quite a lot more than I expected from what the forecast was. So yeah, it was always good for a little bit of pitter patter. I think I need to tip out some water from this tarp because it was a little bit baggy. But yeah, nice all round night. This is going to be breakfast. I've got my serrano, I've got some chives, I've got some hollandaise sauce, some eggs, and somewhere here I do have a muffin. Can you tell what it is yet? I'm just going to do a bit of prep first, so I'm just going to chop down the chives. So my thinking is to put the hollandaise in here and warm it through first, take it out and then very briefly poach the egg. We'll see. So how's this for some level of preparedness? I've got some cider vinegar in a little sachet to help with the poaching of the egg in the water. So we'll just get this warmed up and then we'll do that and it'll be straight on. I need some serrano ham on my muffin too. Almost looks like it's salmon on there. Love this stuff. I don't have a frying pan and this is as low as this flame goes. I really want to toast these. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh god, that's quick. Yeah, I think that's as good as it's going to get. Alright, I think it's time to get this out. Oh. Put that to one side. And here we go. I'm not the greatest at... it's on a little bit too much of a boil, but this doesn't really like turning down. Right, I would stir it, but I don't think it's going to really work, so let's see how it goes. Turn the heat completely off now, I'm just going to leave it for a sec. Should have done 2 eggs, 1 will do. I'm just going to spoon it on. Oh. That should probably do it. And how's about that? Let's break the yolk. Ooh. This is one of my favourite kind of breakfasts for eating out, really. Oh god, that's good. But yeah, it's not something I've ever done camping before. Oh, that's good. Follows breakfast lovely. Right, I'm going to tackle this. Shouldn't take long. Right, and go. Da 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 da. Right guys, thank you very much for watching as per usual. Really enjoyed that one. Let me know what you think I should do with this. I originally was going to put some off-road tyres on it and do something silly, but it's a bit wasteful and expensive, so maybe a raffle, maybe do more with it, maybe just sell it and move on, do something else. Let me know below. Thanks again to Beer 52 for sponsoring, all the links below for that, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.